Good morning. Sometimes I just don't feel like breaking the silence in the mornings, and so I don't. I'm starting today with Ion. Welcome, Ion. And whence came you now and pay us a visit? From your home in Ephesus? Ephesus. I don't know how to pronounce it in English. Socrates says. Ion. No, Socrates. I come from Epidaurus and the festival of Asclepius. Socrates. What? Do the citizens of Epidaurus, in honoring the god, have a contest between rhapsodes too? Indeed they do. They have every sort of musical competition. So, and did you compete? And how did you succeed? We carried our first prize, Socrates. Well done. See to it now that we win the Panathenaian also. It shall be so, God willing. Dio Valente. I wonder how they say that. Socrates. I must say, Ion, I am often envious of you rhapsodist in your profession. Your art requires of you always to go in fine array and look as beautiful as you can, and meanwhile you must be conversant with many excellent poets, and especially with Homer, the best and most divine of all. You have to understand his thought and not merely learn his lines. It is an enviable lot. In fact, one never could be a rhapsode if one did not comprehend the utterances of the poet, for the rhapsode must become an interpreter of the poet's thoughts. To those who listen, and to do his will is quite impossible unless one knows just what the poet is saying, and that, of course, will excite one's envy. So I imagine the rhapsodes, or however you should pronounce it, is like actors who go around, like Shakespearean companies today, go around because they're expertise in Shakespeare and they know Shakespeare by heart, and they interpret him, because an actor does well, I don't know if the actor is always the one doing the interpreting or if it's the director. It's probably both. Oh, I miss having a director in my life. It's always nice if there's someone else who can ponder the meaning of the poet's words with you and tell you how to interpret it and how to embody it and act it out. Ion. What you say is true, Socrates. To me, at all events, this aspect of the art has given the most concern, and I judge that I, of all men, have the finest things to say on Homer, that neither Metrodorus of Lampsacus, nor Brutus of Tarsus, nor Glaucon has anyone else who ever lived, had so many reflections, or such fine ones, to present on Homer as have I. I'm not sure that the actor always has a verbal understanding of the character. Or maybe it's because I'm too reliant on a director. But I was also thinking as I was reading this that when I did the inburgeringscursus, the exam, the writing the Dutch exam to become a citizen, you don't really have to know the answer, what the true situation is. You just need to know what people wish the true situation was in order to get it right. And I think it's maybe the same with interpreting lines to an audience. If you want to win the prize, you don't necessarily need to know what the author's intent was. You just need to know what the audience wishes the author's intent was, if it's about winning prizes. Socrates. That is pleasant news, Ion, for obviously you will not begrudge me a display of your talent. Not at all, and Socrates, it really is worthwhile to hear how well I have embellished Homer. In my opinion, I deserve to be crowned with the wreath of gold by the Homeridae. So embellished by adding words to his poetry, or just by interpreting him? I don't know. I wonder what is part of his performance that he needs to interpret as he goes along. Oh, I do see that. I do see it. Oh, what games we play. No, only in regard to Homer. To me, that seems enough. Oh, no, I missed Socrates. Another time I shall find leisure to hear your recitation. Oh, okay, so he recites. I don't know if he adds words in order to emphasize certain aspects of the poet. But yeah. At the moment, do but answer me so far. Are you skilled in Homer only, or in Hesiod and Archilochus as well? No, only in regard to Homer. To me that seems enough. I wish I was specialized in one thing. Is there any point on which both Homer and Hesiod say the same things? Well, he's not specialized in Hesiod, Socrates. It's not fair to ask him that question. Ion, indeed. I think so. There are many cases of it. In those cases, then, which we interpret what Homer says better than what Hesiod says? In the cases where they say the same, Socrates, I should do equally well with both. But what about the cases where they do not say the same? For example, take the art of divination. Homer and Hesiod both speak of it. Quite so. Oh, Socrates. Starting to say with, oh, I envy your knowledge. And I envy your, what do you call it? Not job. Job is a bland word. Oh, I can't think of the fancy word right now. I envy your, it's there. It's, well, anyway. And yet, look at with what knowledge Socrates speaks. Well then, okay. Quite so, Ion says, they both speak of divination. Well then, where they say the same on the art of divination, and where they differ on it, would you interpret better what these two poets say, or would one of the diviners, one of the good ones, do so? One of the diviners. But suppose you were a diviner, if you were competent to explain the passages where they agree, would you not be competent to explain as well the passages where they differ? Manifestly, yes. How is it then that you are skilled in Homer, but not in Hesiod or the other poets? Does Homer treat of matters different from those that all the other poets treat of? Wasn't his subject mainly war, and hasn't he discussed the mutual relations of men good and bad, of the general run as well as special craftsmen, the relations of the gods to one another and to men, as they foregather, the phenomena of heavens and occurrences in the underworld, and the birth of gods and heroes? Are not these the subject Homer dealt with in his poetry? What you say is true, Socrates. Oopsie daisy. And what about the other poets? Haven't they dealt with these same themes? Yes, but Socrates, not in the same way. How so? In a worse way than he? Far worse. He in a better way? Better indeed, I warrant you. Well now, Ion darling, tell me Tell me. When several persons are discussing numbers and one of them talks better than the rest, there will be someone who distinguishes the good speaker. I agree. It will be the same one who distinguishes those who are speaking badly. Or will it be another? No doubt the same. And this will be the one who knows the art of numbers. Yes. That's true. You have to know the subject to be able to judge others' knowledge on the subject. Tell me, when several are discussing diet and what foods are wholesome, and one of them speaks better than the rest, will a given person see the excellence of the best speaker and another the inferiority of the worst, or will the same man distinguish both? Obviously, I think the same. I like that answer. Obviously, I think the same. Who is he? What is he called? The doctor. We may therefore generalize and say, when several persons are discussing a given subject, the man who can distinguish the one who is talking well on it and the one who is talking badly will always be the same. Or if he does not recognize the one who is talking badly, then clearly neither will he recognize the one who is talking well, granted that the subject is the same. That is so. Then the same man will be skilled with respect to both. Yes. I don't feel like speaking anymore. Have a good day.